TV. And it's Friday, which means we at least get to find out the latest when it comes to movies. We've got our in-house movie critic, Miss Tanya, with us. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Is this going to be a busy weekend?
It is. There's a lot of new things this weekend, which is kind of cool.
That's right. October's supposed to be kind of like picking back up with all things theater. So
yeah, we've got something pretty exciting every weekend for a while. So finally,
the floodgates have opened, and there's something to look forward to. So what's on stage, or what's on screen, should I say, this weekend?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about the movies that are out, and then I'll tell you about the one I saw. So Venom, who is one of the many, it's kind of confusing. He's in the Marvel universe, or but it's owned by Sony. But this is a sequel. It's called Venom. There Will Be Carnage. It's a sequel to the Venom movie that came out a few years ago, and it stars Woody Harrelson is in it. Tom Hardy is back as Venom. Michelle Williams is in it. Naomi Harris. So a great cast. Rated PG-13. But in this one, so we know that Tom Hardy's character is struggling to figure out how to handle this venom that he has kind of been consumed with, and he's starting to get the hang of it when another person is attacked also by an alien that's even bigger and better, named Carnage. So that's kind of what this one's all about. So if you like the first one, I think you probably would want to check this one out.
Do you need to see the first one to understand the second one?
I'm not sure. I would say probably
wouldn't hurt.
It wouldn't hurt, but you would probably get more out of it. But I feel like you'd be able to follow along.
It's nice when they do that, when you can sort of pick up where like you don't have to, and then it makes you want to go back and then catch up, and then you get then you see it again. Yeah,
and they are really good about throwing in just enough information so you're not lost if you did miss previous movies, if it is a series or whatever. And then one for the family, if you've been trying to find something to do with your kids, Addams Family 2 is out. And this is a cute one.
Is it the cartoon or
real? It's animated and it is PG, but it's a plot line that we can all relate to, I think. Morticia and Gomez are starting to find their kids are getting older, spending less time, skipping family dinners in lieu of staying in their rooms for screen time. And anyway, they decide, hey, we're going to put a stop to this. So they load up the family in an RV and take a cross-country trip.
I can see where that can be fun.
Yeah. So a little family bonding movie, and I think, we all can relate to that as our kids are getting older.
Absolutely.
And then the last new movie this weekend, before I get to the one that I saw, is called Jesus Music. And it's sort of a documentary about the contemporary Christian music industry.
Oh, interesting.
I know. When I saw the trailer for this several months ago, and I got so excited.
It's on the big screen?
It is on the big screen, limited, but it is in our market. So, probably because of where we live, we're in the Bible Belt. So
you don't say.
Yeah. But
I'm just impressed it's in the theaters and it's not like stream only or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Do you know any of like the background about it? Yeah, well, it's gonna, just show kind of the beginnings. I don't know. I'm older than you, but back in my day, it was Amy Grant, Sandy Patty, Michael W. Smith. That was it, and I had all three of their cassettes and wore them out. And that also tells my age. And now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And so it's controversial.
It's full of lots of interviews from the guys I mentioned all the way up to your more current acts like Toby Mac.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to watch.
I think so. I'm really excited about that one.
What was the name of it?
The Jesus Music.
Appropriately titled.
Yes.
I wonder if they went rounds and rounds over that one.
Yeah. And then the last new release today is The Many Saints of Newark. I actually saw this one because, as we talked last week, I never watched The Sopranos. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to watch it and just see what could I hang in there? Did it matter that I hadn't seen the series? And
I think it stands on its own just fine. Like we were just talking about, I think they give you enough information that you can kind of follow along, even if you aren't.
And I feel like when Sopranos was big, they did enough of sort of sharing, not the details of the plot. Obviously, you're going to have to watch the show for that, but you kind of got the gist of it, or the gist of it, just by it being in the media and being popular and
Definitely.
and being, your water cooler conversation at the time. So I feel like even if you've never seen it, like I've never seen an episode, I don't think, because we didn't have HBO, but I feel like I kind of know the characters. I wouldn't go into it blind.
Yeah, and
completely blind.
That's the way I feel too. I knew all their names, know, and so I kind of knew, even though I hadn't watched the series, that this character is a younger version of someone that was in the series. But it does follow the story of Anthony Soprano and him growing up during a rocky time back in the history of Newark, and there was race relations going on. The rise of the mob, which was very much what his family was involved with, and then their struggles. And his home life wasn't really good. His mom was super sad. His dad was in jail. And so he looked to an uncle, Uncle Nicky, as kind of his mentor and guide through life. And so that relationship is really what shapes him into the Tony Soprano that we all know. And he really tried hard as a kid to stay out of trouble, because his motivator was he wanted to play football and he wanted to play professionally. And so every time he got into trouble, it was usually because of something he was doing to try to reach that goal. Like there's one scene where he gets in trouble for buying answers to a test from somebody. And the reason was because he needed to make a good grade so he wouldn't get kicked off the football team. So, it was very good. It is, I'm sure, like the series, a little gory for me, lots of adult situations. So definitely you don't want to watch it with the kids around. But I found myself so invested in the characters right off the bat and wanting to know, oh my gosh, what happens to this person? What's going to happen to that person? So I
wonder if it would, I wonder if this was their plot the whole time to get us to go back and watch Sopranos.
I wouldn't be surprised now that you have HBO Max out there where you can watch on demand whenever you get ready. I'm sure it'll be like
Is it
The
streaming
Office.
there, or is this only?
It is. It's in theaters and HBO Max. So you have two ways to watch it. And so, The Office and all of these series, even Seinfeld. In fact, today Seinfeld's going to be on Netflix. They have bigger viewership than they did back when they aired. Mm-hmm. And so we could see something like that happen for The Sopranos.
Just sort of resurrect it, give it a fresh perspective. That's one I'll say we're looking forward to watching. Obviously not with the girls, and we've never seen The Sopranos, but we've just heard such good things about it, so I'm glad to hear it's worth watching.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, if you've never watched it, you're going to enjoy it. And I really thought Michael Gandolfini, the son, playing the young Tony was such a great choice. He's so good.
I'm so glad to hear you say that.
Yeah.
I was so worried for him.
Yeah, he does a great job. And I will say I would say maybe the first 30 to 45 minutes, it's Tony as a very young boy, so it's a different actor. So Michael doesn't come in until a little under halfway through the movie, but he does great.
Have you paid attention to any of the talk or the buzz, or is it considered not out yet, or is it out yet?
It is out officially today, but a lot of people are giving it great reviews. I think,
good. I know he was sweating that. Again, I don't even know him, but I was rooting for him.
I know, and I just feel so sad for him because if I recall, he's the one that found his father when he had passed out right before he died. And so my heart just goes out to him. So I want nothing but success for him.
Well, sounds like he's on the right track.
I believe so.
Well, you gave us a lot to think about and to watch this upcoming weekend. I can't wait to keep hearing what's coming out each Friday as we go through the fall season.
Yeah, we're cranking up.
All right, you guys stick with this. We've got more good things for you coming.